Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner Classics slash Non-Classics. This is episode number 1676 and Doubleshot number 1570. I have a DC trade and I have a Valiant trade. First up is DC trade. We have Green Lantern Volume 1 Invictus. This collects the first 4 issues of Green Lantern Volume 6. And the Future State Green Lantern issues. Here's a little fun fact for you. When this book was launched last year, this book was in fact the first just Green Lantern book that wasn't The Green Lantern or Green Lanterns or Halogen Green Lantern Corps published in 5 years. Yes, and this is also the first Green Lantern book to not have an appearance by Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan does not play a role in any of these issues at all. He doesn't physically appear. Like in the first issue, we had the return of Simon Paz for the first time in 3 years. Because he had not been seen since the end of the Green Lanterns book. Which ended in 2018. Yes. Now that I find baffling. Absolute great character created by Jeff Johns and nobody does anything with the character. Does not give his own miniseries. It's kind of similar treatment to that of Duke Thomas, where a big name writer creates a character who is black. Yes, because it's similar to what happened with Duke Thomas from Batman, where big name writer creates his character and nobody wants to touch his character. I highly doubt the character's black. It's like they don't freaking care about this character at all. Now, who are the primary stars of this book? For a book called Green Lantern, there's no Hal Jordan. Kyle Rayner is listed as missing. Guy Gardner is basically gone off someplace. He's missing too. And here are your stars for this Green Lantern book. We have Teen Lantern from the pages of Young Justice, the Brian Michael Bendis book. We have John Stewart, which is the first time he's been a starring character in the main Green Lantern book for the first time since the 1990s. Though he was occasionally a guest star, here he is a primary character. And in case you're curious though, is he still leader of the Green Lantern Corps? Yes, he is. And who else is in here? Jo for the Far Sector book. Yep, she's in here too. Comes in issue 2, which basically becomes a supporting character in this book. Now you're probably thinking, who is the star of this book? Is it John Stewart? No, he's just a supporting character. Is it Simon Paz? Nope. It's Teen Lantern. No, seriously, it's Teen Lantern. Yes, she is the star of this book. I have nothing against this character, but this character first shows up in Young Justice, and nothing is done with her in the book. Yeah, Bennett just created this character, and they expect somebody to do something with the character. I mean, there's a little bit of development for this character. By the way, in case you're wondering who writes this book, Jeffrey Thorne, a writer I've never heard of before. The only reason I got this book is because I like Green Lantern. That's the only reason why. Oh, in case Future's books, does he write those books too? I think he does. Because that's the first thing he's publishing here is the Future State stuff. Yep. Yep, he writes it starting with that Future State book, and then he gets the ongoing book. I gotta say, the guy is a pretty good writer. And this whole thing is about dealing with the Far Sector stuff, which I thought that was interesting. Why the heck would you say with the Far... My only guess is the reason why, because... Far Sector was in fact the last comic book published under the Young Ammo imprint. And unlike those, which are possibly canon of the DC universe, Far Sector definitely is. And I like that I like the Far Sector book. And I like the fact Jeffrey Thorne does something with that character. She gets the most development over the course of these 4 issues. Teen Lantern gets a little bit of development. John Stewart just gets the uniform and doesn't do much of anything at all. Simon Paz is there for the opening issue, and that's it for him. Kilowog is there. Not doing very much. When this book launched last year, I'm like, okay, you have a Green Lantern book. You have all these other Green Lanterns, and you only have one book for Green Lantern. just one for ongoing. This is the first time that this has happened since 2004. Because as long as I've been reading DC Comics, which since 2010, there has been multiple Green Lantern books. It's like DC doesn't have faith in Green Lantern. Where Batman's got 5 or 6 books. Superman's got a few. Green Lantern? Just this. That's it. Yes, and I think it's kind of weird, though, that Hal Jordan does not appear in any of these issues at all, where if he does, he doesn't do anything at all. And look, here's Simon! Where the heck have you been for 3 years? Yes, seriously, there is no explanation for this at all. Yes, as for, oh yeah, here's Hal Jordan, not playing a role in a book called Green Lantern, even though he's been... Oh yeah, and we also have sort of a nod to, of all things, Green Lantern Mosaic. Well, not Green Lantern Mosaic. It's the Green Lantern character who had the lantern. We sort of have a minor nod to that. I guess they're inspired by Superman in a flashback. And here's your Teen Lantern character, which at first they call her Kid Lantern, and then it's just Teen Lantern. And they have no choice but to deal with this character. It's almost like this character was just put in here just because Bendis probably begged the writer to put him in the book. And look, we have Return of the Red Lanterns. Where the heck have you been? Yes, it's basically Bleez and looks like Dax. No Atrocitus, surprisingly. Yes. I wonder if basically Jeffrey thought off that plot thread that Sam Humphries did nothing with. You know, with that red seed that was planted in the first story for Green Lanterns that he never followed up with at all. Yeah. And look, guess who also returns here? Sinestro with a brand new uniform. Yes, for some reason, this book, they decided to redesign the Green Lantern costumes. I don't really know why. It's kind of weird. They don't really give a reason for this at all. Or why the heck they decided to go with the Far Sector uniform. It's just kind of weird. Or apparently, with the exception of Joe, like, in this area where they're at, no Green Lantern can go there. And look, Hal Jordan does not do anything. As a matter of fact, here's the weird thing about this book. He has no dialogue. Yes. In this entire book, he's got 0 dialogue. You could kind of say this is basically a Jon Stewart book. Plus, we have like little guest appearances by, oh look, it's the Vanishing Point. And look, it's Rip Hunter. And we have Gold Star. And Dawn Star. We have Dawn Rider. Yes. I'm like, okay, what the heck is going on here, you might ask. I don't really know. We have Vega, which, here's Kyle Rayner. I'm like, what the heck is he doing here? And Warworld. I mean, he was here for the Omega Man book, but there's no reason back there at all. And here's Joe. Yep. I like her. She's an absolute great character. She's not a stereotype. She's not basically a feminist per se. She's just a damn good character. Yeah, and they have this whole claim to be Jon Stewart's wife. I'm like, last time I checked, Jon Stewart's wife, I believe, was an alien, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I believe his wife was an alien. Yeah, his wife was an alien. Don't really know why. Yeah. Yeah, she actually is still technically married to Jon Stewart. She first appeared in the most recent volume for Green Lantern. She doesn't do anything or care about the fact her husband practically cheated on her with another guy. Yep, here she is. Apparently she's here and she's wearing a different skin color for some reason. Even though she's supposed to be alien, here she's basically got black skin, which makes no frickin' sense at all. Yeah. Yeah. This book is just okay at best. I mean, I love the artwork though, and I think the best characters in this book are Joe and John Stewart. While Teen Lantern is a bit annoying. That's just my opinion, anyways. And why is she here? Probably to develop the character. That's my guess. I give this book roughly 9 out of 10. Next up, it is. Let's get up that button there. Go away. Thank you. Alright, next up it is Ninjag. This is the pin slip trade that collected issues from the very first volume under the current era for Valiant. This is volume 5, Fist of Steel. The best way to describe this story is to put it's Old Man Logan version of Ninjak. Yep, and he's here with the Eternal Warrior. Excuse me. And there's also Punk Mumbo's here. Again, yes. Despite the fact when she originally appeared in the book, which actually was the third story for the series, that was mostly there to set up the Rapture miniseries. Here, it's mostly with some magic stuff related to him being in this trance where he's in the future. And at one point, she kisses him. Yes, Punk Mumbo, the beautiful Punk Mumbo, kisses Ninjak, which makes Livewire jealous. No, seriously, it makes her jealous, despite the fact this... Here's the thing. Livewire actually become, later on, Ninjak's girlfriend. Yep. And most of which is exploration in the future. And then the book ends with basically him going back to his home castle where he's cleared all the charts for the last arc of the series. And then this leads into the final arc of this run. Yes, Matt Knott himself does an absolutely fantastic job with this book. With the artwork done by mostly Cara Evans. Which of course is really good. Mike Choi does pretty much issues 19 to 21, while the cover art for issue 18 is done by Diego Lowry. We also have Lost Files here done by, of course, Matt Knott. One thing I thought was quite interesting, though, about these trades, they actually have, with the exception of the price tag, they have what the actual covers looked like when they came out. Don't really know why that is. But this book is just really, really good. I like the fact we have the Eternal Warrior here, which is interesting because he's immortal, so of course he'll appear in this story. Yep. But yeah, damn good book. Interesting, though, Matt Knott's the one who writes them. Yep. So yeah, that's going to be pretty much it for this particular review. Stay tuned for next review, which is going to be another Valiant trade and another Marvel trade. Yep. Next video. Bye.